Calm down. I know. I know you're excited. Tilly, get out of there. Hi, Frankie. Hi, Frankie. All right, now I'm ready to share. Good morning, friends. Actually, it's afternoon. I always do that. I'm always like, good morning. No, just kidding. It's afternoon. Welcome back to the cabin for another video. Joe is not with us here today at the cabin. He is at the remote cabin working very hard on clearing a path down to the river. We shared with you guys on our recent remote cabin video that we are going to be building a dock out there so that we can get to our cabin easier. Previously, we had made a trail through the woods that was, I don't know, maybe half a mile long. And it was just quite the haul to get the ice chests and all the supplies and gear up to the remote cabin every time we went for a visit. So we are finally going to start the dock project, and I'm very excited. I would have normally went with Joe. I would have loved to have gone with Joe for the day, but Parker is in vacation Bible school this week, so we're kind of running him back each evening to the church that we started going to. And so I gladly stayed home with Parker today so that I could make sure he gets to finish out every day of vacation Bible school this week. He's having a blast with it. I'm really loving this new little church that we found. They have a ton of kids. For a little church like that, like I'm actually really surprised how many kids they have there. And all of the adults that we have met so far are just super down to earth and really cool people. So it's just been a blessing. It really has. I did want to just give you guys a little update on my Lyme disease situation. I started my herbal regimen from my naturalistic doctor that helped me discover this diagnosis through labs and everything. I'm on, I think, day 4 of the herbals. I am still waiting on the lab results from my primary doctor. I shared with you guys in the video titled Docs and Doctors, what happened with that very confrontational, uncomfortable appointment when I shared with him that I went out privately, paid out of pocket to have these tests done, and then determined that I have Lyme disease. And he all but laughed at me and didn't believe me. It was just very uncomfortable and demanded that I redo all the tests if he was going to treat me for anything. And some of you commented on that, and I agree with you. As a doctor, he may not want to accept outside testing and may require his own labs in order to treat me. That's fine. Even though LabCorp and Vibrant, these are the very labs that he uses. He is doubting them and wants them redone. So whatever, go ahead and suck some more blood out of me. It's totally fine. But I'm still waiting on those lab results to come back, and then we'll go from there. But for now, I did start the herbal regimen. I don't know if it's psychological, you guys, but I feel really, really good, which was one of the reasons I wanted to hang out with you guys today. I woke up this morning and I'm like, I feel good today. Like, let's go feed the sheep and let's cook breakfast and let's do all the things. So it's a process. It's a progress with this herbal regimen. You know, anything that's herbal and naturalistic is going to take longer than like a pharmaceutical. So this regimen that I'm on, I'll be on for a year, and then we're going to retest for the Lyme in a year and see where we're at with it. If my labs come back positive with my primary doctor, I'm considering allowing him to put me on a round of antibiotics. The usual recommendation for Lyme is doxycycline. I know lots of opinions, but just hear me out, and it's my body. So it's ultimately my choice, guys. But because I have chronic Lyme, and someone said chronic Lyme, there's no such thing. You need to get educated. You need to get educated because Lyme is misdiagnosed quite often. And even the CDC is recognizing these post symptoms from treatment, people that are having like these chronic issues from the original Lyme infection. So for those that said that in the comment section and think that it's just, you know, ridiculous thought, just get educated because you obviously haven't done any research. So anyway, so research is showing that people with chronic Lyme are sometimes not responsive to antibiotics. Sometimes they're more responsive to the herbals. Sometimes it's vice versa. They're not responsive to herbal treatment, but they're responsive to the antibiotics. And for me, even though I know antibiotics can be damaging to my gut, I know all the things. They don't just kill the bad bacteria, they kill all the bacteria, even the good stuff. It wouldn't be the first time in my life that I've taken antibiotics for something, right? So my thought process is I would like to hit this with all the angles. And I talked to my naturalistic doctor, and I can continue the herbals alongside antibiotics if they choose to put me on that. So it's like 14 to 28 days of doxycycline. And then obviously we would retest and see what that does. So on my original diagnosis video, I had mentioned that there is no cure for Lyme. It's my understanding of what I've read. And you guys, since I got diagnosed, I have been knee deep in research on all of this stuff. It's my understanding that with chronic Lyme, the bacteria is smart. It's a corkscrew bacteria, actually shaped like a screw, a corkscrew. And so it has the ability to screw down into your tissues and hide out and be resistant from antibiotics finding it. So the idea is management of symptoms and basically putting it in a dormant state. However, with more research and talking to people, it looks like some people have actually been successful of getting rid of it 100%. I don't know what's true one way or the other. I don't know. All I know is I have it, and obviously the first choice would be to get rid of it completely. But if I can't, I want to at least manage these symptoms and get myself to a place where I'm not feeling what I've been feeling for at least 4 years. My symptoms first started in 2020. Had no idea I was bitten by the infected ticks. So why would I ever think Lyme disease? I didn't even know what Lyme disease was. I had heard of it, but I thought it was something that only dogs get. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the comments and all of the support. I've had so many people trying to diagnose me in the comment section, which it's like I recognize that comes from a genuine place. At the same time, it's kind of frustrating, and it's hard to read some of the comments because obviously my mind is just wheeling with all of these fears of the unknown and what's going to happen to me. Lyme disease can be absolutely debilitating if left untreated. And so reading some of the comments it's putting fear in me. It's putting doubt in me. It's filling my mind with things that I honestly don't need to be worrying about right now. People blaming it on the COVID shot. Y'all definitely ain't been part of my channel for any length of time, because you would know nobody in my family took any of those shots. In fact, my Nampod did, and he took 6 of the boosters. And as y'all well know, last year he died of a heart attack. Just saying. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. He was in perfect health. Like, he was healthy as a horse, his doctor said. And then he started doing that, and he went downhill fast, and he died of a heart attack last year. So that's all I'm going to say about that, because y'all know how YouTube is on that topic. But these symptoms I'm having are not from that. They're not perimenopause. That's the other thing my naturalistic doctor checked for. My hormone levels are good. It's not a heart condition that's causing the heart palpitations, in the sense that the Lyme bacteria enters your body and it attacks all of your systems: digestive, neurological, cardiac, circulatory, immune, all your systems, guys. So all these symptoms that I've been having are all symptoms of Lyme disease, chronic Lyme disease. And if you go on the CDC website, you can read that. So there's no need to continue searching for what the heck has been happening. I have finally figured out after 4 years why all this has been happening. And all I can go off of is what I have on paper in front of me. And that's what we're going to target. And that's what we're going to focus on. The other thing I did want to mention is diet. You guys know it was determined that I'm a gluten intolerant. So, you know, we're cutting out all the breads and pastas and all the things. And I know there's a lot of gluten-free recipes and things out there. But Joe and I have decided that we are going to go straight carnivore for at least 30 days, potentially 90 days, depending on how we do with it and how our bodies respond to it. We've done keto several times. We shared that with you guys. So I'm familiar with carnivore and the health benefits of taking it back to like the ancestral way of eating. You know, back in the day, hundreds and thousands of years ago, people were not dying at the rate that they're dying today. They were not morbidly obese, chronic illness, chronic pain. These are not things that they used to deal with. It's our food. It's what we're eating. We are literally dying a slow death because of the food that we're eating. So a lot of it is inflammation. Inflammation causes pain. Just kind of wanted to give you an update on that, because we share a lot of recipes on our videos, and our recipes for a little bit are just going to be pretty darn simple. As you saw this morning, we're easing ourselves into carnivore. Come July 1st, we're going to be straight carnivore: meat, eggs, water, fish, things like that. And I know that way of eating is controversial, but just know I have done my research and I feel comfortable eating that way. It basically reduces all the inflammation. It's an elimination diet. You're taking everything out except for what God intended for us to eat from the get-go, which has always been meat, particularly red meat. So that's what Joe and I are doing. And if that all goes well, I may eventually resort back to like a keto type diet and just add some berries and fruits and some veggies back into the diet. But the idea is to get off of all the crap. That's what I'm trying to say. All of the processed foods, seed oils, you know, we typically eat pretty good, but you know, we go out to eat and we buy things and we have no idea what ingredients are in there, and they're getting really sneaky with the stuff that they're putting in our food. And I think with my diagnosis of Lyme disease and the lack of energy I have and the pain I'm having in my joints, I think that this is much needed. And I think that it's only going to help me along in my recovery process. So we're going to be cleaning out the fridge on this video. I'm cleaning the entire fridge out. Parker's going to have his own shelf because obviously I'm not going to put Parker on strict carnivore. I'm like, spit it out, Tina. But he still wants his yogurt and his sugar-free applesauce and the things like that. So he'll have a shelf in the fridge, and the rest of the shelves will be for me and Joe and Parker, just filled with delicious meat that we're going to be eating for the next month to 3 months, depending on how it goes. It's a big commitment. We've never done it. We did keto, but we were like, carnivore, that's like, crazy people do that. Like, that's just insane. But I've done so much research, and I think that at this point it's necessary. Trying to keep moving on the herbals, cleaning up the diet significantly. Joe and I are going to do carnivore. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments if you've done carnivore, what it's done for you, what your thoughts are, and just some encouragement there. As you know, it's not a popular thing, right? It's controversial, but we strongly believe as believers that God gave us meat to eat, and all this processed crap we're getting from the store in the boxes and in the baggies, like it's all made in a lab, or the ingredients are, right? So this is not natural stuff. This is not what our ancestors ate. And that's why we are in pain and we have chronic illness and chronic fatigue and all these things. So we're going to eliminate all of it and just kind of start fresh with a clean slate, and we'll go from there. But I am hopeful and I'm excited. So anyway, yeah, we're going to get on with the day. Parker and I are going to take a walk with Bradley, and yeah.
Like swing it around and get swat at it, it like makes them go away. That usually works pretty good, but I didn't bring anything with me, so. That one video with the moose, so it definitely is enough for a moose for sure. I still bring it.
Come here, B. Come here, B. Oh, good boy. Oh, good boy, B. Go get him. Go get him. Well, that walk felt super good. It is super sunny today. It's got to be like 65 maybe. Gosh, maybe even like closer to 70. It's just beautiful weather today. We're gonna let Tilly and Sarah out of the pasture for a little bit. Sarah was our bottle baby lamb, and she thinks she's a dog and loves to come out and hang out with us. And Tilly is the same way. So the other sheep are a little skittish. Sometimes will run from us and we have a hard time catching them and putting them back in the pasture. But Tilly and Sarah, they listen really well. So in addition to what I was sharing with you guys earlier about the changes to our diet, once we're done with our carnivore run and we start to reincorporate certain things back into our diet, one of those will be raw milk, dairy products, milk and homemade yogurt, butter, cheeses, and all the things. I believe strongly in the benefits of raw milk, and which is why we've, for years now, gosh, probably 6 or 7 years, raised some type of dairy animal, whether it was my Jersey cow, my sheep, or now our goats for milk. So Tilly will not kid until next spring, early summer. So we won't have fresh dairy here on the homestead until then. I shared with you guys I'm kind of taking a break from it just with all this craziness going on. It's a big commitment, milking. Well, we're trying to let you out. Why are you yelling at me? Come on then. But I'm excited. I'm so excited to reincorporate the raw milk, dairy, and the products back into our diet. So Tilly is going to give us some good milk.
Hi, are you gonna come get some greens? Hello, beautiful. Hello, what you got on you? Are you hot? Yeah. Yes, you are. Look at your wool coat, Sarah. Isn't she beautiful, you guys? She is getting so big. There's little Tilly.
Tilly just bucked around.
She's excited.
She just like bucked around off the hill.
She's like, woohoo, we get to go on a field trip. Hi, Tilly girl. So Sarah and the other lambs are almost 3 months old. It's so hard to believe. I think they were born April 7th and we're going into July pretty soon. So yeah, they're 3 months old. They're big and beautiful. Look at that wool coat.
I had shared with you guys before that we've got a viewer of our channel, just super sweet lady. Her name is Summer. She's taking some of our wool and processing it for us. It's the first time we've ever done this. You know, previously we've always thrown it away. I just didn't really know what to do with it other than using it in the nesting boxes for the chickens. They love it. Using it in the garden. You can use it for all kinds of stuff like that. to insulate and mulch your garden. But she messaged me on Instagram, and so I gave her Phoebe's wool that we sheared, and she sent me some pictures. She told me she was going to keep me updated with progress on cleaning and spinning the wool, and she is just doing such a great job. And it's so cool to see the transformation of the dirty wool, you know what I'm saying? Like, these animals, they get twigs and brush and all kinds of stuff locked up into that wool, and some of it's just pretty nasty, especially like on the undercarriage of the animal. But when she works her magic, it is gorgeous. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she's going to be dyeing some of it and turning it into a beautiful yarn for me, because I love to crochet, and I'm really excited. And if all goes well, my hope is to give her all of the wool next year, and she's keeping half and we're keeping half as payment, and it's just great. I don't have to do the work. She can work her magic, and she is very good at what she does.
Is that good? Is that good? You're welcome. Oh, good girl.
Remember when we first got her out of the house when she was so tiny with a little diaper on?
I know, she doesn't even look like the same lamb. Tina had a little lamb.
A little lamb. A little lamb. Tina had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Huh, Sarah? Are you my little lamb girl? Yes, you are. I was just kidding. That wasn't my real voice. So many of you guys are like, oh, you should sing a song, Tina. You've got a great voice. Fun fact about me, when I was younger, I thought for sure I was either going to grow up to be an OBGYN that delivered babies or a country music singer. So I did play guitar for a while in my life. I sat it down and never picked it back up, and still think that I will someday. I do love to sing. I used to sing at church. Absolutely love to sing, but I do joke around on the channel a lot. Karaoke. Yeah, yo girl. I used to hit up the VFW and karaoke all the time, but you know, I joke around and do silly voices and stuff. But the truth is, I do love to sing. And when I was little, I always wanted to be a country singer.
Bradley, leave Tilly alone.
It's Nampa. Let me pick it up.
Oh, hello, Nampa. Look at him, P. Sitting right on. Oh.
Hi, Nampa.
We have this thing in our family. Butterflies, whenever they come and land on us or kind of flutter around us, we always say that that's Joe's mom coming to say hello, and then the dragonflies are my grandpa. So that was pretty neat, wasn't it, Parker? So I'm working on ordering Parker's 7th grade curriculum. We've been using Christian Light education since Parker was in 3rd grade. And believe it or not, Parker is going into 7th grade this year. I cannot believe we have been homeschooling for this long. Christian Light education is not sponsoring this video. I just love the curriculum, so I've always shared it with you guys. You can get all the different subjects from them, and what I like the most is they're super affordable. You can either get the entire year, or you can choose individual books at a time as you need them, so super affordable, or you can just get the whole year's curriculum at once, which is usually what I do so that I don't have to worry about ordering more books throughout the year. But $386, so under $400 for his entire 7th grade curriculum is not bad. I'm going to take some time this afternoon with my coffee and reply to some of your cards and letters. I'm going to be using some of the greeting cards that I created online at Printify. These are all pictures taken by yours truly here on our property, some of our Alaskan adventures. I just love things that are beautiful, and so I made a bunch of really pretty greeting cards. If you would like to check those out, I will leave the link in my video description, and I've got a bunch of really pretty home-free Alaska puzzles that I created over there too. And I'm just really impressed at some of the cards that you guys send us and create for us. To be quite honest, when we pick up the mail from the post office, it's a regular occasion for me to sit in the parking lot and bawl my eyes out over the gifts that you send and the sweet words of encouragement. You guys are just awesome, and my way of just saying thank you is just sitting down and writing you a handwritten note to say we really appreciate you and the time and the money that you spend on our family. It truly means so much to us. So now that I'm done with the cards, I'm going to work on cleaning this fridge out. Obviously, some of the stuff we're going to hang on to because Parker uses it. Sometimes Lexi and James when they're at our house, like Lexi's creamer and things. But the idea is to get rid of most of the junk that would tempt Joe and I and make some room for some meat. Joe and I are currently in Anchorage, Alaska. We are making a Costco haul, a Costco carnivore meat haul. Since we cleaned the fridge out and I've got some space, we're gonna buy a bunch of bulk meat that we can cut up and salt and get ready for our meals for the next, I don't know, 30 days or so. Joe, how do you feel about carnivore? Are you scared?
No.
Are you excited?
I miss my cake.
I know. Oh man, it's gonna be a commitment. But you know what? I think because we're doing it together, I think that it's gonna make it easier because we're partners. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're my partner, right, Joe?
Don't touch me.
Right, Joe? All right, let's go get us some beefy ribeyes and stuff. Fat. We need meat with fat.
Yeah.
Lots of fat so we can have protein and fat and have energy. Because I need some energy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been a long day. We drove to Anchorage and I had a lost package. Had to go to the post office here in Anchorage facility. Of course, they're blaming it on the Willow facility and it was just a huge runaround. So I'm exhausted. I was actually in there for an hour and a half trying to find my my Tubes & Co order, actually. You guys know I love Tubes & Co. My skincare and my makeup, that's where I get all of it. It's organic. And check out my link in the video description. Shameless plug. But yeah, they lost it and I'm not happy. I'm out of several of my products. So I'm gonna woosah. I'm gonna go shop for some beef, and then I think Joe and I are gonna try to get something to eat because we're both really hungry. We ate this morning. We had steak and eggs and we haven't eaten since. And normally I'm not really hungry when we're doing this kind of thing as much as I normally am when I'm eating a ton of carbs and junk. But I'm getting hungry, so it's about time. So let's get the shopping done so we can go get some food.
Oh, I ain't gonna live like this no more. Most of my life's been waging war. Till I found peace, I could've swore. What she did shook me to the core. And I ain't gonna live like that no more.
Today, we're gonna have some fun. We are in Palmer, Alaska at the Alaska State Fairground for the Scottish Highland Games, and I am so excited. We wanted to come last year and we missed the dates, and Lexi and I have been planning this for a year. We've shared with you guys before, we have Scottish in us, hence Joe's red beard. Joe, say hey to the channel. Joe, say hey to the channel with some enthusiasm. One more time. Come on, Joe. You can do it.
Hey.
Okay, let's roll. Good job, honey. He's excited to see you guys again today. So yeah, Joe's red beard, Lexi's extremely red hair.
Mine's gonna get red.
Parker's almost red hair. It's turning red. He was a towhead blonde his whole life, and now he's getting that strawberry blonde color, which is what Lexi had happen when she became about 16 years old. It started changing from blonde to red, and now y'all know she's a full-blown redhead, and it's absolutely beautiful. I have Scottish in me as well, not as much as Joe, but I just think it's neat to go and see like what they do in their culture and all this stuff. Are you excited, Joe?
I am.
Baby, I need you to contain that. You need to calm it down, okay? It's embarrassing how exciting you are. Like, cut it out. He's excited. You know Joe. He's excited. He just shows it in different ways. So we're waiting for Lexi and James. They're joining us today, and we're parked. I think everybody in Alaska is at the fairground. This is super busy. Woo! And then you just see it just comes out at random times. Y'all should see him off camera. Someone just left a comment the other day and they're like, is she the only one that talks on this channel? Well, most of the time, because Joe's usually talking off camera. But anyway, we're waiting for Lex and James, and then we're gonna head into the fairgrounds and check it out. We've never done this before. We've never seen any of this kind of stuff. You know, it's the typical, they've got vendor booths and good food, all of which we will not be partaking in. Maybe a cup of coffee and maybe some hamburger patties if we get hungry later. I don't know. Might not even eat till dinner. We had a huge steak for breakfast, as you guys saw, and we're all filled up and completely satisfied. So yeah, it's nap time. So we're excited, and we thought we would end out this vlog taking you guys with us, and it'll be a great day. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
¿Cómo te llamas, Jaime?
¿Cómo se llamas? Mi llama es Tina. ¿Cómo se llama? Llamo.
Llama.
Llama?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Llama. You llamo. Llamo.
Me?
Llamo.
Okay, because I'm a guy.
Yeah, you're a guy.
Okay, so llamo.
That's one thing I remember from Spanish
Am I a guy?
class.
Do
Are
I
you a guy
identify
though?
as that?
I don't know. It's 2024, James. I mean,
Right.
oh, I'm sorry. Am I offending you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it up with
Well,
the
don't be a
higher ups.
butterfly, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you canceled.
You gonna get me canceled? Wouldn't be the first time. Hi, Lexi.
Hi.
Oh, you're hiding your red hair. I was just telling them about, you know, we're Scottish. You've got Scottish in you. You got red hair.
I'm not Scottish. I'm Scottish. Sorry.
I don't even think I'm saying Scottish though. That's more like an English accent.
No.
Sissy, I'm
No.
sorry for this.
No.
It's starting to get red.
It's just.
It all comes from Joe's red beard right here. See that? Ow, Joey. Oh, that's actually really good. Good.